The galaxy had always been a dangerous place. Stars burned bright, planets rotated silently, and in the darkness, hunters waited. Not all hunters were animals. Some were aliens, merciless and cruel. The Void Hunters were one of the deadliest species ever known. They did not just fight, they destroyed. Every planet they visited, every civilization they found, vanished without a trace. The galaxy whispered their name in fear. No one escaped them until now. On Earth, humans lived in their busy world, unaware of the danger moving closer. The scientists noticed strange signals from deep space. At first, they thought it was random cosmic noise. But the patterns repeated. And then, the signals changed. They were not random anymore. They were calculated, intelligent, threatening. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Hayes stared at the screen. Her fingers hovered over the controls. The numbers didn't lie. "It's them," she whispered. Her voice was steady, but her eyes betrayed fear. The Void Hunters were approaching. The first scout ships arrived quietly. No alarms. No warnings. Small, black, fast, and silent. They hovered at the edge of the solar system, scanning planets. Earth's radar systems detected them too late. The scouts slipped past unnoticed. At first, the humans tried communication. They sent messages. They broadcast warnings. Nothing worked. The alien ships ignored them. They were not here to talk. They were here to hunt. The military scrambled jets and missiles. The humans had never faced anything like this. Their weapons felt primitive against the sleek alien technology. Missiles exploded harmlessly. Lasers sliced through human defenses. Panic spread in the command centers. Then the unexpected happened. The aliens did not attack Earth immediately. They only watched. They studied. For a moment, it felt like the humans had a chance to act. They could prepare. They could learn. Dr. Nathan Chen, the lead scientist on Project Helios, had a plan. He believed that human ingenuity could be the key.
"They're smart," he said.
But they are predictable. They hunt patterns. They follow routines. And humans can think differently. Commander Hayes nodded. She gathered her team in the main control room. "We will not wait for them to destroy us. We will fight back. But we need to understand them first." As the sun rose over Earth, the humans launched a small reconnaissance team into orbit. Their mission was simple: observe and return. But the Void Hunters had anticipated it. One small human shuttle barely escaped after being hit by a strange energy net. Yet it carried something invaluable, a recorded transmission from the alien scouts. The message was chilling. The alien voice was cold, mechanical, and emotionless. "No one can hide. No one can survive. We are coming." The room fell silent. Even the veterans felt the weight of those words. They were not negotiators. They were hunters. And Earth was their next target. But something unusual happened. The alien scout ship, after sending the message, slowed down. It hovered near Earth's orbit for hours. It didn't attack. It didn't retreat. It just watched. Humans took notes, scanned it, tried to analyze its patterns. Every scientist wondered the same question. Why? That night, Sarah stood alone on the command deck. The stars above were bright, but the darkness between them seemed heavier. "Why are they hesitating?" she asked no one in particular. She had a feeling, a strange intuition. Humans were underestimated. Always underestimated. And maybe, just maybe, Earth could survive this. Meanwhile, across the ocean, military factories worked day and night. Drones, missiles, and spacecraft were being readied. Humans had learned one thing. Survival required preparation. They could not just wait to be hunted. They needed to become hunters themselves. The first encounter with the Void Hunters was small but telling. A scouting drone approached the alien ship. It carried a small weapon prototype designed to test the alien defenses. The drone fired. The aliens responded, not with destruction, but with a pattern. They dodged, they observed, they adapted. Humans realized quickly. These aliens learned from every move. Every strategy mattered. Every mistake was deadly. Yet humans also discovered something surprising. The aliens had weaknesses. They relied heavily on predictable hunting methods. They did not improvise. They calculated everything. And humans? Humans could improvise. Humans could think beyond the rules. That small discovery changed everything. Weeks passed. Earth became a hive of activity. Scientists worked on weapons that could match the alien technology. Pilots trained relentlessly, learning maneuvers that no other species had ever attempted. And ordinary citizens prepared too. They built shelters, emergency systems, and communication networks. Humanity was awakening. Humanity was readying itself for a fight it had never imagined. Then came the moment that changed everything. A massive alien warship appeared in the sky, larger than any human ship, larger than cities, casting a shadow over the planet. Its surface shimmered with energy shields. Its engines roared like storms. The world watched in horror as the Void Hunters' main fleet arrived. This was no scout. This was the Hunters' strike force. And Earth, for the first time, realized just how small it was. Yet, in the face of fear, humans did something extraordinary. They did not hide. They did not surrender. They fought back with ingenuity. Missiles were launched, laser beams fired, and for the first time, human strategy disrupted alien calculations. A small drone managed to land on the alien ship and gather critical information about its energy core. The humans were learning. They were adapting. And then the turning point happened. The captured alien transmission revealed more than just threats. It revealed arrogance. The Void Hunters had never faced a species that could think so differently. They believed in fear, in destruction, in domination. They had never imagined a species could fight back with creativity and courage. Commander Hayes saw the opportunity. She addressed her team. They think they are the hunters. But they are wrong. We have the advantage they don't understand. Our minds, our courage, and our will to survive. Earth will not be the prey. We will become the hunter. The human fleet prepared for their first offensive strike. It was dangerous, almost suicidal, but it was necessary. They had to show the Void Hunters that Earth was not just another planet to destroy. Earth had warriors. Earth had minds. Earth had humans. The battle began quietly. The first strike was small, a diversion, but it worked. The Void Hunters hesitated. They could not predict human improvisation. They were shocked, and that shock gave humans an opening. The first part of humanity's story had ended, but the war had only begun. Earth had survived the first test. But the galaxy was vast, and the Void Hunters were relentless. Humans knew one thing for certain. The unexpected turning point had arrived. And it was not in the hands of aliens. It was in the hands of Earth. For the first time in the galaxy, a planet that had been hunted became the hunter. And the story of humanity was about to begin. The massive alien warship hung above Earth like a dark cloud. Its surface shimmered with strange energy, almost alive. Below, millions of humans watched from cities and military outposts. Fear was everywhere, but it was not the only feeling. There was determination, a stubborn refusal to bow down. Humanity had survived the first test, and now it was time to fight back. Commander Sarah Hayes stood on the bridge of the human flagship, resolute. Her eyes scanned the screens, analyzing alien movements. "They think they are untouchable," she said quietly. "But they have one weakness. They do not understand us." Dr. Nathan Chen, the scientist who had first detected the alien signals, nodded. "Their technology is advanced, yes, but predictable. They calculate patterns. They plan every attack. And humans are unpredictable. That is our advantage." The plan was dangerous. It required every human resource. Military pilots, drones, AI systems, and even ordinary citizens who could assist with data, communications, and logistics. For the first time, humanity was unified. There were no borders, no nations, just Earth. The first human strike team consisted of 10 small ships, fast and agile, equipped with experimental weapons adapted from the alien technology they had captured. Each ship carried one mission: strike the alien scouts, gather intelligence, and survive. As they approached the alien fleet, silence filled their cockpits. No words were needed. Every pilot knew the risks. Every pilot knew the odds. Yet, courage burned in their hearts. Humanity had learned one lesson. Fear could not control them. The first engagement was brutal. The alien scouts attacked in swarms, sleek and deadly. Lasers sliced through the void. Explosions shook the small human ships. Yet, humans had something the Void Hunters did not expect: improvisation. They dodged, weaved, and used stealth maneuvers no alien had ever seen. One human pilot, Lieutenant Jason Morales, executed a daring move. He used a nearby asteroid field as cover, diving through narrow gaps between rocks, firing plasma shots at the aliens. Several scout ships were destroyed. The human team cheered over comms. For the first time, they had won a skirmish. Meanwhile, on Earth, scientists worked frantically to understand the alien warship. Its energy shields were powerful, almost impenetrable. But human ingenuity found a flaw. The shields could not maintain full strength in areas exposed to rapid energy pulses. It was risky, but it was a chance. Commander Hayes addressed the fleet. "We are going to hit them where it hurts. It is now or never. Everyone knows the plan. Everyone knows the risk. But today, humanity strikes back." The human fleet launched the main offensive. Hundreds of ships streaked across space, forming attack patterns designed to confuse the alien calculations. Missiles and plasma cannons fired. The alien warship responded with overwhelming force, but it could not predict the human tactics. During the battle, a human drone managed to attach to the alien ship. Its mission was simple: hack into the ship's systems and disable the shields. Inside the alien warship, the drone faced dangers humans could only imagine. Energy beams, security systems, and alien soldiers tried to destroy it, but it succeeded. The shields weakened in a small area, creating an opening for the human fleet. This opening was enough. Commander Hayes ordered a concentrated strike. Explosions tore through the alien hull. Fire spread, and the warship shook violently. For the first time, the Void Hunters experienced defeat. But the battle was far from over. The alien fleet reacted, releasing waves of drones to counterattack. Human ships were hit. Explosions lit up the void like fireworks. Communication channels were jammed. Panic tried to creep in, but the human pilots remained focused. They had learned, adapted, and were now thinking faster than their enemies. Amid the chaos, an unexpected signal appeared. It was from an alien prisoner that humans had rescued during previous skirmishes. The alien, trembling but alive, spoke in broken English. They have a weakness. The main control, the heart of their ship, destroy it, or they will return stronger. The humans analyzed the information quickly. It matched the findings from their drones. There was a central core heavily guarded but vulnerable. It was a risk, but one they had to take. Commander Hayes planned the most dangerous mission yet. A small strike team would infiltrate the alien warship and destroy the core. 5 human pilots volunteered immediately. They knew it could be a suicide mission. They knew the odds were against them. But for humanity, failure was not an option. Lieutenant Morales led the team. "We may not return," he said, voice firm. "But if we succeed, Earth will never be threatened again." The infiltration began. Using stealth technology and clever diversionary tactics, the team navigated through the alien defenses. Laser grids, energy fields, and patrols blocked their way, but they pressed forward. Every step was tense, every sound amplified in their helmets. The fate of the planet depended on them. Finally, they reached the core. It pulsed with bright energy, the heart of the alien warship. The strike team set the charges. But as they prepared to leave, an alarm blared. Alien soldiers rushed toward them. A fierce battle erupted inside the ship. Humans fought desperately, their training and courage tested to the limit. The core exploded. The energy shockwave rocked the warship. Fire spread across the hull. The Void Hunters' flagship began to break apart. Outside, the human fleet witnessed the destruction. Cheers erupted. Humanity had struck back and won its first major victory. But the cost was high. Several pilots did not survive. Ships were lost. The human fleet had paid a price. Commander Hayes stood silently, looking at the debris floating in space. She knew this was only the beginning. The Void Hunters were not defeated. They had retreated, but they would return. And next time they would be prepared. Yet the victory changed something. Humanity had tasted power, and it had tasted hope. For the first time, humans were no longer just survivors. They were fighters, strategists, hunters. They had learned that intelligence, courage, and unity could overcome even the deadliest threats in the galaxy. On Earth, the news spread quickly. People cheered, celebrated, and mourned at the same time. Humanity had faced extinction and survived. But the real battle was far from over. The galaxy was still full of dangers, and the Void Hunters were only one of many threats. Commander Hayes addressed her team once more. We have won today, but the galaxy is not safe. We have learned something important. We cannot wait to be hunted. We must become hunters. Earth will strike first, Earth will strike hard, and Earth will never surrender. The next time they come, they will face a force they never imagined. As night fell over Earth, the stars seemed brighter, but the darkness between them felt less threatening. Humanity had found its courage, and it had found its purpose. The Void Hunters had underestimated Earth, and that mistake would cost them dearly in the future. In the depths of space, the remnants of the alien fleet regrouped. Their leaders were furious, confused. How could a species so primitive fight back? How could they adapt so quickly? The Void Hunters realized one terrifying truth. Humans were unpredictable. Humans were dangerous. And humans were learning to hunt. The galaxy would remember this day. Earth had struck back, and the hunters had been forced to flee. But the story of humanity's rise had only begun. The next chapter would bring more battles, more danger, and more opportunities for humans to prove that even the smallest planet could stand against the greatest threat. For now, humanity celebrated, but deep in the hearts of its warriors, one thought remained clear. The galaxy had changed forever. Humans were no longer prey, they were hunters. And the Void Hunters would never forget it. The galaxy was silent after the first battle, but it was a deceptive calm. The Void Hunters had retreated, licking their wounds, but they were not gone. They were regrouping in the dark corners of the galaxy, preparing to return with vengeance. Earth, however, was no longer waiting to be hunted. Humanity had learned, adapted, and evolved. The hunters were about to become the hunted. Commander Sarah Hayes stood on the deck of the flagship Resolute, her gaze fixed on the stars. They ran once, she said softly. They will not make that mistake again. But neither will we. Today we hunt. Earth's leaders had approved the most ambitious plan in human history. A fleet of ships would leave the solar system for the first time to track and destroy the Void Hunters in their own territory. Scientists warned it was dangerous. Military strategists called it risky. Ordinary citizens feared the unknown. But humans had something no other species had: determination. The fleet moved out like a shadow over the galaxy. Hundreds of human ships, sleek and powerful, stretched across the void. Pilots trained for this moment for years, navigating asteroid fields, black holes, and energy storms. They were ready to strike anywhere the aliens hid. Lieutenant Jason Morales, now a hero from the last battle, led the first strike squadron. Remember, he said to his team, we are not here to survive. We are here to hunt, and we will strike first, strike fast, and strike hard. The first clue to the Void Hunters' location came from a signal intercepted by human scientists. A small distress beacon from a conquered planet revealed that the aliens were repairing their fleet on a hidden moon, far from the main galactic highways. It was heavily guarded, but it was a target. The human fleet approached cautiously. Stealth drones flew ahead, mapping the alien defenses. Every asteroid, every shield, every patrol was noted. And then the humans struck. The battle was unlike anything humanity had ever faced. Alien ships surged from their positions like a black wave. Lasers tore through the void, missiles exploded in firestorms, and small human fighters darted between attacks with precision. Every move was calculated, but it relied on human unpredictability. The aliens could calculate patterns, but humans could improvise. And improvise they did. Lieutenant Morales executed a daring maneuver. Using the debris of a destroyed asteroid field, he veered through a narrow corridor, weaving between explosions, and fired a plasma missile that took out a key alien turret. The aliens did not anticipate the move. Several ships were destroyed before they could react. Meanwhile, Dr. Nathan Chen and his team monitored the battle from orbit. "They're learning faster than we thought," he said. "The Void Hunters are adapting, but humans are faster. Every attack they make is stronger than the last." The humans had one more advantage. Captured alien technology allowed them to hack into the enemy's communication system. They could predict movements, redirect drones, and create false signals. The Void Hunters were clever, but the humans were smarter. Inside the alien moon's defense grid, a small human squadron infiltrated the base. Their mission was risky: destroy the command hub and disable the alien fleet's reinforcements. The corridors were filled with alien soldiers, energy traps, and deadly security systems. The humans moved silently, using every trick they had learned. Suddenly, alarms blared. The aliens had detected intruders. Blinding lasers shot down the hallways. The human squad split, weaving between attacks, taking out alien guards with precise shots. Lieutenant Morales led his team through a ventilation shaft, emerging behind the alien command hub. The squad planted explosives, but the aliens were quick. The room shook as reinforcements rushed in. The humans fought with courage, their training, and sheer willpower. The countdown ticked lower. One final shot destroyed the command hub. The explosion spread through the moon, disabling the alien fleet's reinforcements and creating chaos. Back in space, the human fleet capitalized on the chaos. Ships that were once cornered now had openings. Missiles flew, plasma beams fired, and alien ships were destroyed in waves. Humans were no longer reacting, they were controlling the battlefield. Amid the action, Commander Hayes received a transmission from the captured alien. "They fear you, but they will strike back. Beware the silent ones." The message was cryptic but chilling. The Void Hunters had allies humans didn't know about. Something even deadlier awaited. Yet humanity did not falter. They pressed the attack. Every destroyed ship, every captured alien, every tactical victory strengthened the humans' resolve. They had learned that courage and strategy could overcome even the deadliest opponents. After hours of battle, the alien fleet was forced to retreat. Many ships were destroyed, their bases crippled. Humanity had won another victory. But the cost was visible. Ships were lost, pilots injured, and the fleet was exhausted. Commander Hayes knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and the Void Hunters were relentless. On the bridge of the Resolute, Sarah looked at the stars. "They ran once, we struck back. They will return. And when they do, we will be ready. Humanity is no longer just survivors. We are hunters. And we will not stop until every threat is gone." Humanity's message to the galaxy was clear. Earth was no longer a target, it was a force. The story of a hunted species becoming the hunter spread like wildfire. Other civilizations, long oppressed by the Void Hunters, began sending signals of support, sharing knowledge, and joining the fight. The galaxy was awakening to a new power. But deep in the shadows of uncharted space, the Void Hunters regrouped. Their leaders were furious, shaken, and planning revenge. They underestimated humans, and that mistake would cost them dearly. One leader, observing the human tactics, whispered, "They are not just survivors, they are hunters now. And they're learning too fast." The humans, however, had no time to celebrate. Reports came from distant sectors, strange energy signatures, unusual movements, and unknown ships appearing near human-controlled space. The galaxy was changing, and humanity's hunt was only the beginning. Commander Hayes convened a meeting with her top officers. "We have struck back, yes, but the Void Hunters are clever. We must anticipate their moves. We must be faster, smarter, and stronger. Earth will not wait to be hunted again. Every star, every planet, every system, we will bring justice where it is needed. Humanity will not be prey. We will hunt, and we will win." As the fleet moved to new sectors, scouts reported strange alien ships in unknown regions. The humans realized that the Void Hunters had allies, species even more secretive and dangerous. The next battles would not just be against one enemy. They would face an entire network of hunters across the galaxy. The human pilots felt a mix of fear and excitement. Every jump through hyperspace, every battle maneuver, every successful strike reminded them why they fought. Humanity had changed. They had gone from being hunted to becoming hunters. And there was no turning back. In orbit over a newly liberated planet, Sarah Hayes watched the horizon. "We have begun the hunt," she said. "But the galaxy is still full of threats. The Void Hunters will return, and they will bring everything they have. We must be ready. Humanity has tasted power, courage, and hope, and we will use them to protect our home." The stars seemed brighter, but the darkness of space still held dangers. Unknown enemies, hidden fleets, and cosmic traps awaited. The galaxy would never be the same. Earth had risen, and humanity had become the force every hunter would fear. The first part of humanity's revenge was over, but the hunt had just begun. And the Void Hunters, once masters of terror, were now the prey. The galaxy had changed. Once, humans were considered weak, prey to the deadliest species in the stars. But no longer. Earth had survived the first attack, fought back, and learned. Humanity had adapted, innovated, and now it was ready to strike with precision and power. The hunters were about to become the hunted. Commander Sarah Hayes stood on the bridge of the flagship Resolute, looking out at the endless expanse of stars. "Today," she said, voice calm but firm, "we take the fight to them. Not to survive, but to end their threat. Earth will no longer wait." Dr. Nathan Chen nodded beside her. "We've mapped their hidden bases. We've analyzed every patrol pattern. And with the technology we captured, we can strike faster than they can react. This is humanity's chance to show the galaxy what we are capable of." The human fleet, now larger and more advanced than ever, moved silently through deep space. Hundreds of ships, armed with human ingenuity and alien technology, spread across the galactic highways. Every pilot knew the stakes. Every crew member understood that the Void Hunters had terrorized countless civilizations, and humanity would end that reign. Lieutenant Jason Morales led the first strike squadron. "We are no longer the hunted," he said to his pilots. "We are the hunters. Remember, they are clever, but we are unpredictable. They strike fear. We strike strategy, courage, and unity. Let's show them what Earth can do." The first target was a remote system controlled by the Void Hunters. It was heavily fortified, with energy shields, weapon satellites, and hundreds of scout drones patrolling. Humans could have waited. They could have observed. But humanity had learned that hesitation was death. The fleet struck with precision. Drones were deployed first, invisible to alien sensors. They disrupted communications, hacked shields, and created confusion. Then, human ships appeared, moving like shadows, attacking from unexpected angles. The Void Hunters reacted, but too late. Their defenses were brilliant, but they had never faced opponents who could think outside patterns, who could improvise under fire. The battle was epic. Lasers and plasma tore through space. Explosions lit up the void. Human pilots darted between alien fire, hitting weak points discovered through careful analysis. One human ship, led by Morales himself, used an asteroid field as cover, looping behind enemy lines to destroy a key energy hub. The alien defenses faltered. But humans did more than just fight, they captured. Alien prisoners were taken carefully, questioned, and studied. Humanity wanted to understand the hunters. Knowledge was as powerful as weapons. Every insight into their tactics made future strikes more precise, more effective. Inside the command hub of the alien fleet, chaos spread. The Void Hunters realized they were being outsmarted. They had faced strong opponents before, but never ones that could anticipate their moves, adapt instantly, and strike fear back into them. Their arrogance crumbled. Humanity was no longer predictable. Humanity was dangerous. Meanwhile, on the surface of distant planets, human special teams executed surgical strikes. Stealth infiltrations, sabotage of energy cores, and destruction of supply depots crippled the Void Hunters' operations. Entire fleets were trapped in ambushes, their reinforcements blocked by human ingenuity. Commander Hayes coordinated the offensive like a maestro conducting an orchestra. Every ship, every drone, every human soldier, she instructed, is part of one plan. Strike fast, strike smart, strike together, and show them that Earth does not surrender. Hours passed, and the Void Hunters' once impenetrable fleet was falling apart. Ships exploded, bases were destroyed, and the survivors scattered. Humanity had achieved the impossible. They had hunted the hunters. Yet the climax awaited. Deep in uncharted space, the Void Hunters' flagship, the largest and most powerful vessel in the galaxy, prepared for one final counterattack. Its energy fields were stronger than anything humanity had faced. Its weapons could obliterate entire fleets. It was a monster, a symbol of fear. And it was coming for Earth. Sarah Hayes ordered the fleet to regroup. "This is the final hunt," she said. "We strike now, or we may lose the chance forever. All fleets follow my lead. Every ship, every fighter, every drone. We strike as one." The battle began with devastating intensity. The flagship unleashed torrents of energy, cutting swathes through space. Human ships dodged, retaliated, and exploited the small vulnerabilities in the alien shields. Missiles struck critical points, drones infiltrated internal systems, and human ingenuity turned the battlefield into a nightmare for the Void Hunters. Inside the flagship, Lieutenant Morales and his team executed a daring infiltration mission. Using stealth suits and captured alien tech, they navigated the deadly corridors, avoiding energy traps and alien patrols. The goal? Destroy the core of the ship, the heart of the Void Hunters' power. The core pulsed with immense energy, but the humans were relentless. They planted charges while fighting off alien guards, every second counting. Finally, Morales triggered the detonation. The explosions spread like wildfire, tearing through the flagship from inside out. Outside, the flagship's shields collapsed. The human fleet concentrated its fire, targeting the weakened vessel. The alien ship shook, sparks flying, and then with a final roar, it disintegrated. Silence fell over the battlefield. The hunters had been hunted and defeated. Back on Earth, people watched the events unfold through satellite feeds. They cheered, cried, and celebrated. Humanity had faced annihilation and emerged victorious. The galaxy was no longer a place where humans were prey. It was a galaxy where humans were hunters, protectors, and conquerors of fear. But the victory was not just military. Humanity had proven something greater. Intelligence, courage, and unity could overcome even the deadliest enemies. They had turned fear into power, survival into strategy, and weakness into strength. The Void Hunters, now scattered and broken, sent retreating signals. They had underestimated Earth, and the consequences would echo across the galaxy forever. They knew that wherever humans were, threats would now come from Earth first. Commander Hayes addressed her team. "We have hunted the hunters," she said. "We have defended our home, freed countless worlds, and shown the galaxy the power of humans. But this is only the beginning. We will continue to protect our people, explore the stars, and ensure that no one can threaten Earth or any innocent life again." Dr. Chen smiled. Humanity has become what the galaxy never expected. Not just survivors, but hunters. And perhaps one day, a force that inspires hope, courage, and strength for every species. The galaxy watched as Earth's fleet spread across the stars, ensuring peace through vigilance. They had become legends. Stories of humanity's rise, courage, and power spread across systems, inspiring oppressed civilizations. Humans had learned that intelligence, creativity, and unity were their ultimate weapons, and they wielded them like a force no enemy could ignore. And deep in the darkness, in corners of the galaxy far from human eyes, survivors of the Void Hunters whispered in fear. The humans they hunt now, and they're everywhere. Earth had changed the rules. The hunted had become the hunters. The galaxy would never forget. Humanity had taken its place among the stars, not as prey, but as a force to be respected, feared, and admired. The final chapter of this war was written not with destruction alone, but with courage, strategy, and the unstoppable will of humans to survive and protect. The galaxy would remember Earth, not as a weak planet, but as the ultimate hunter.